Hi there, I'm Michelle Anderson. I am a LuLaRoe consultant from North Idaho. This is my LuLaRoe review. My LuLaRoe journey has been a little bit different than some people's, I think. I already had an established business, or have an established business. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I own and operate my own medical clinic. So I'm comfortable with overhead and making a business work and how much effort and time it takes into it. So I knew from that end I was ready for this journey. The part that's very different for me, the reason I wanted to do this is very different than maybe for some other people. I haven't done this looking to add more things to my life. I didn't need more money per se. I mean, who doesn't always want more money, but that's not why I did this. I didn't need something to fill my time because I'm a very busy person. I wanted something different to give back. So day to day, I talk to people all day long. I talk to them about their healthcare conditions, I talk to them about their disease processes, and I've had to tell them some pretty horrendous news at different times in their life. It's been very difficult at times to look somebody in the eye and know that the words that are going to come out of your mouth next will potentially alter their life forever. Now, there's a lot of satisfaction in what I do, that not being one of them, but doing that well is important. I wanted something different. I wanted to give back to the world and to the females in the world, something lighthearted. I wanted to create a community where people could come together and care about things differently, where they could share their concerns and know that they had a safe place to land. My why is about everybody out there who's purchasing LuLaRoe or who's part of my group. It's about the sisterhood of my consultants that I participate with. It's about my sponsor. It's about the retailers who I support wholesaling, and it's about LuLaRoe itself. This journey has been wonderful. I'm almost 2 years into it. I wanted to help women feel comfortable in their body. I wanted them to know that no matter their size, their shape, their age, that there was something out there that they could feel beautiful in. You know, health isn't just biological, it's mental. You know, you want to get up every morning and be excited about what you're going to put on, right? You want to feel magnificent when you go out to a special event. You want to be comfortable when you're hanging out at home and not having clothes stick to you in a way you don't want them to. And the wonderful thing about LuLaRoe are all the options. The sizes are created for women of all ages and sizes. The patterns are too. The fits are different, but as you get used to those, so do the women. You know, it's incredibly important. My why is about giving back to you ladies and making sure you feel beautiful and comfortable in your own skin. It's so fun for me to find things for you. I love looking for those unicorn pieces that I know are going to light up your day when you get them in the mail or when you get a message from me that says, hey, guess what? I found it in your size. Woo! It's a good thing. That's so much more fun to tell somebody. Then guess what? Your life's about to change in a different way that was maybe perhaps a journey you didn't want to go down. So it's fulfilling to me in a different place. I do this, I was going to say for fun. I mean, I don't mean to minimize what I do because it takes a lot of work. It's not like it just comes to you. You definitely have to get out there and put the time and the effort into it. So it definitely takes work. It takes energy, it takes ambition, it takes heart. So it's definitely not a hobby. I mean, anytime anybody says it's a hobby, they're definitely not telling the truth about this journey. There's definitely a lot more work. And if it is just a hobby, it's probably never going to be horribly successful for you. I mean, I have a super small VIP group. We're just a little over 2,000 people, which is not super small for some people, but you know, in the scheme of LuLaRoe groups, it's not ginormous. But you know what happens in that small group is everybody gets a voice. Everybody gets to come to the table. We have fabulous lives where we're a community of people. We get together several times a week, and it's wonderful. There's been some amazing things shared on my lives, and I'm going to get to that because I had some customers who were sweet enough to give me some testimonials of what being part of the LuLaRoe community and my specific LuLaRoe group meant to them. So I'm going to share some of those for you here in a little bit. But getting on those lives, I will tell you, legitimately, the first time I got on a live, I was so nervous. And I speak in front of people all the time. I mean, I walk into a room and I talk medical stuff all day. But to stand in front of a camera like I am now, I'm sitting actually, but to be in front of a camera, speaking quietly in a room, to mysterious viewers out there was so intimidating because you miss that nonverbal communication. You're missing that eye contact, which sometimes is so important. You get them when you do in-person pop-ups, which are amazing and one of my favorite things to do. But the lives reach so many more people and is all equally important, just in a different way. So you have to remember when you're doing that, how genuine you need to be. It has to be your heart. It has to be what you want to do that day. I mean, I have come on lives before and been sad when I've missed out on a launch. Not too sad to negate the process of what this is all about, but just sad that I couldn't acquire what I needed to for my people. And you know who lifted me up? Them, my group. My VIPs lifted me up. They made me be aware. They made me feel self-aware that it was okay, that they knew if I didn't get it that way, I'd find it for them another way. And if not, I'd get the next one. How amazing is that? What kind of sisterhood is that? Why can't the world be more like that, right? And then there's times I'll come on and I'll be like, guess what? I got it, guys. We're gonna have some stuff here in the next week or so. And they're so excited and elated for me. It is amazing what it can mean. Now, I have to admit, when I first started, there was some trepidation about, okay, Michelle, you're a family nurse practitioner. Is this going to dilute your other profession? Doing this on top of that, is that going to alter how you're viewed in that other role? That was a real concern for me. I mean, I went to school for a very long time to become a nurse practitioner. In 2016, I graduated with my doctorate. That was important to me. I have a strong belief in being the best you can always be in what you're doing, no matter what it is. And so I wanted the most I could do in that scenario also. And I was fearful. I mean, a couple people, patients who found out that I was going to be doing LuLaRoe, the first words like, "You're not going to stop being a nurse practitioner, are you? Please tell me you're not." I'm like, no. They're like, well, how do you find the time to do more than what you're already doing? I've got a family, I've got a husband, I've got 2 little kids. I do a lot of community volunteer work. And they're like, how are you even going to find the time? I'm like, I'll find the time. You always find the time for the things that matter to you. That's the first thing I would say about this. If this matters to you, you'll find the time to put the effort and the rigor into it that's required. I didn't come in during the period of time when it was easy just to hold up an item and it was sold in seconds on a live. I came in after that. That's what attracted me to it, was that urgency of, oh my gosh, all these great things. You know, my first go-to was a pair of leggings, you know, and that person who sold me those leggings is my sponsor, Miss April. She's my sponsor to this day, and she's amazing. And she's there for guidance whenever I have questions or I'm confused about something or I don't know where to go, because it's free to submit it. This is not my main gig. This is not my main job, but it's a good one. I have a great time with it. I've met fabulous people doing it. I have broadened my horizons. I've met and talked to people I probably never would in this world otherwise. I have supported other consultants. We've become friends via pop-up on live, outfit battles on live. I mean, it's been so much fun. Because it's not my main gig, I haven't had the opportunity to go to some of the big events. I was planning on going to the conference this past July, but my husband, I'd been away a couple times on my other job, and he said, could you please just stay home? And you know, you also have to listen to your family, because part of this and part of what LuLaRoe talks about is balance in life, and you have to know where that balance is. So this was important to me. When he said, hey, could you just not go? He hardly ever says that. I'm like, all right, babe, I gotcha. I hear you. I hear what you're trying to tell me. You're right. I don't need to go. I will count on my sisterhood to get back to me the information that I need to know. And they will. They're good girls. I mean, amazing. It was amazing. So this video, although part of it is in hopes of getting on a cruise through social media, through a challenge, it's less about that in all fairness, because I've still been able to do this by following the representatives online, the trainers, the sponsors, trying to fit in and learn the stuff as best as I can in the time that I have, and just being genuine, finding a place in your heart that makes it feel real. So in the end, I don't have to walk in and tell someone in this scenario any bad news other than, sorry, I missed that launch, or I couldn't find those leggings or that top or that skirt for you. They're okay. You know, it's clothes, but it's a lot more than clothes sometimes, right? It's all about what you put into it. And one of the things that stuck out to me most when I did all the preliminary trainings back when I first onboarded was somebody who said, and I had a hard time understanding this at the time, but man, has it ever come back to stick in the back of my brain. sometimes you're the person's only link to communication or a social engagement that week, that day. You have no idea how you're going to affect a person at that time. So always be positive. Try to always be your best. Be genuine in your interactions, because they're going to sense if you're not. Because and this trainer was amazing. I wish I could cite her name. I'm so sorry. I probably have it in a book written down someplace. But she said, sometimes people are going to reach out and ask you a question. It'll have nothing to do with a clothing item, or they'll share a part of their history or their life or something that happened to them that day. And sometimes you and that live group are their only interaction and connection that day. That's so important. And that really spoke to me, probably because of what I do in my career. And I thought, man, talk about one more way to make a difference in someone's life. One more way to make a change. And who would have thought it would be through clothes? I mean, when you go to nurse practitioner school, it's pretty science-based. Clothes are all about color and stretch. Love this herb. Stripes, pattern mixing, all those amazing things that I really had to stretch my brain to learn because they weren't there to begin with. But man, do I love that. So when that person reaches out to you and it's not about clothes, it's okay. I've had some incredibly unique things brought up to me during my lives that at moments and times I'm like, wow, that's such a big share. I tend to be a super private person, but for some reason someone's reaching out to share that with our group or with that community, and we need to honor and respect that. That is so important, and man, has that made a world of difference in how I do this and what this means to me. So as much as I love to hit quotas and I'd love to get the key necklace and all the things that are so amazing, I mean, they're truly amazing. Those are great achievements when women get that. They're great, and I applaud those consultants who reach that, or those who cruise qualify. For me, it's about more than the clothes. It's about community. In my group alone, so my daughter will periodically come on, so talk about community and family. The reason I started this is my husband saw me always watching lives, and he's like, you know what, girlfriend, honey, you should become a consultant. And I had a big plate. And he kept asking. I'm finally like, okay, you know what, if you support me on this and you pick up some pace, because let's face it, this is definitely a 2-person job most days, if not a 3-person job. If you can pick up some of those pieces, then I can spend some time doing this, because I don't like to do things only partially. It's important to me that you do them with all your heart. And he did, and it's been amazing. So it's about more than the clothes. It's about family and how family participates. My daughter and my son will periodically hop on. If we're doing a game, they'll roll the prize dice, or they'll pick a name out, or they'll show a couple items. It's been fun for them too, but it's family, and it's family online. It's the online community that's equally important. It's that family where I've got mothers and daughters, sisters. For me, myself, my mom will pop on. I'm from Canada originally, living here in North Idaho. So sometimes it's my only connection with my relatives up there. They get to see me live and know how I'm doing, or they get to see my kids. My aunt will pop on here. It's fun. It's fun that way. Tons of mothers and daughters, tons of sisters, tons of cousins, tons of aunts and nieces. I even have some husband and wives that come on here and participate in some of my games. So it's not even just a sisterhood, there's a bit of a Lula brotherhood too. And that's amazing. It's nice to see them support their family through their participation this way, and it turns into a family event. That is really amazing to me. It is so important that this is all inclusive, and that's, I think, part of the LuLaRoe Society. So as I promised, I have a couple, I put cue cards together just in case I needed them, but apparently I haven't had to have them yet. But I think I've talked about most of that. I promised I would get to some comments that my clients, customers, Lula sisters were kind enough to share with me. So I want to share them to you so you can understand what I've been talking about and how this is more than just about clothes for some people. All right. So this is, although I don't get to participate as much as I would like to, this group is awesome. It is filled with such caring and considerate people. See, they're recognizing who the people are. Everyone is honest and helpful. I particularly like how when someone is in need of prayers, all you have to do is ask. That happens more time than you can imagine. I've had many women who have talked about a cancer diagnosis. One of my very first lives, a lady popped in from nowhere. She'd seen her niece watching, and so she clicked on to join in. And it must have been on one of my business pages as opposed to my private group. And she wasn't even sure what LuLaRoe was about. But that day, because she was asking so many questions, another person on the live chipped in and said, you know what, Michelle? Send her a pair of leggings from me. Gift them to her from me. That lady came back after that statement, almost in tears, hard to tell via text, but almost in tears, and said, thank you. What a gift. I just found out today that I'm having to deal with cancer again. And this to me is such a blessing. I almost didn't click on because I didn't even feel like connecting with anybody. And instead you've reached out and gifted me. Her heart felt so much warmer. I've had another lady who's come on who is waiting for a biopsy result, and we kept praying for her and sending her good thoughts and good feelings and talking to her about how that was, and we checked in with her every week, and I messaged her to make sure she was okay, and it came back that all was well, but she'd had a previous cancer diagnosis, so that fear was very real and personal to her. Those have been amazing. I've had another young lady come on. We have a lot of women who have lots of children in our group. And another lady came on and talked about how do you know when you're pregnant. And then we found out a few weeks later she was. And she shared that news with us before she even shared it with anybody else. Because this felt like a safe place to break that open and share it. And we were all excited for her. And we're still waiting for her to have the baby. But we know it's a girl. So we're excited. It's part of a community. Here's another one. I love your group because you are very patient and take the time to make sure your friends, and then she put customers in brackets. How nice that she started with friends and customers were in brackets, right? Because that's what it's supposed to be about. Are satisfied with their purchase. It's always about satisfaction. Somebody doesn't like something, you don't have to buy it. I'm a pretty low sal person. Just know that. So hence why I'm not cruise qualifying, but that's okay. Here's another one. This group is so full of great, comfortable clothes, but it is so much more. I am an empty nester. I breed Pomeranian puppies to help get over the loss of my youngest son. And this group and the wonderful, beautiful ladies in it show interest and love for not only the clothes, but for the joys and concerns in each other's lives. They have no idea what a difference it makes in my life. They encourage with love for each other and love of the Lula. I am so blessed to be in this group. Michelle has a heart of gold and gets to know her people on all levels. How amazing. That's what this is about, right? Oh, here's another one. I've been with Michelle since she first started and so enjoy being in this group. It's a family away from your own. She and the other ladies of her group make you feel like you belong. We discuss who's sick, who's got what problem at the time. It's just an all-around good group of, and she put in quotes, family, because that's what it is. She loves being a member. Here's another kind one. Man, what a woman Michelle is. She is one amazing woman in every aspect. When I first joined her group, I thought, yeah, just another group. But what I found is that her group is so heartfelt. We all care about each other through her. It isn't just about clothes. And one very last one, and I'll end. And it's a longer one, but it's so good. To put in words on how much and this is a good testimonial to not only LuLaRoe, but to the group. To put in words on how much LuLaRoe has changed my life is very easy, but to put on words how fast and how close I could care about complete strangers is very difficult. First off, the easy part. LuLaRoe has given me more confidence in feeling comfortable but still look beautiful. Goal achieved, right? So many different ways of wearing the same pieces. The leggings are probably my favorite. I can wear them under other pieces for warmth and comfort. I can double them up even. I turn them into capris without cutting them. I can wear them for any season and they last so long without tearing up. And on any occasion. This goes for almost all the pieces that LuLaRoe sells. Now the hard part. The relationships I have formed with Michelle and all the ladies in the group is priceless. The love, support, and friendships I have given and received is unimaginable. Never meeting any of these ladies in person, but said during the week she was sad during the week if she didn't get to spend a planned day on a live sale. Is shocking. She couldn't believe she'd get sad if she'd missed a live because of the sisterhood and the camaraderie she found in the lives and in the group. How fast a person can care about another just buying clothes is a sign of pure love. Michelle is one of the sweetest, kindest, patient people I've had the opportunity to get to know. Without meeting her, I feel like she is one of my dear friends. When she is sad, I am sad. When she cries, I cry. When she laughs, I laugh. And when she is happy, I'm happy. Fortunately, I'm almost always happy. I'm happy about that. Her LuLaRoe business is beyond so much more than just a business. It's friendship and compassion. Yes, this is her small business she is trying to run, but in the end, it's so much more, not just for her, but for everyone involved. How special is that? Truer words cannot be spoken. And when I get touchy. Sorry, this is not edited. When I hear things like that, I know my why is being met. I know I've reached the goals I meant to do when I set out to do this. What a blessing for me to have made a difference in a completely different way for people I have never met in person and may never meet in person, but feel like I know and like they're sisters in my heart. So to conclude my review with a quote, "A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles." Thank you, LuLaRoe, for being one of the things that are a miracle in my life. Blessings to you all. Thank you.